Hello everyone, Andrew here, and welcome to the very first random game of the day! After random game of the day number 100, so this is the 101st random game of the day, and yeah, this is pretty much going to be a tribute to what started it all 100 random game of the days ago, because the very first game was Super Mario Bros. 1 for the NES, so I figured, why not play the remake of it in Super Mario All-Stars for the Super Nintendo. It's just as I've improved over like about the last year and a half almost. Let's play the improved version of the game that pretty much started it all. I really hope that everyone enjoyed Mario Party 5, which I just finished uploading not too long ago. That was a lot of fun to make, and the ending was absolutely crazy. But anyway, let's get started with Super Mario Bros. 1 on Super Mario All-Stars. It gives you the option to do 1 or 2 players because this is a new file. And wow, you start with 5 lives in this version? I completely forgot that, unlike the NES version where you start with 3. I actually completely forgot that they changed that in this version. Speaking of changes, or not really, if you look at Mario's sprite, you'll notice that his overalls are are red actually, rather than blue like they usually are in games today. That's because in artwork and pictures and stuff, like box art, back in the late 80s, Mario's colors were actually usually red overalls with the blue shirt, rather than having blue overalls and then the red shirt, just like Luigi would have the blue overalls and then the green shirt these days. It's interesting because even though in Super Mario Bros. 2, Mario's in-game sprite has blue overalls with the red shirt, the box art actually has the red overalls with the blue shirt, but by the time Super Mario Bros. 3 came out in 1990, all of that had been sorted out, and both Mario's sprite and all of the art that you would see both had the blue overalls and the red shirt rather than the other way around. Anyway, that was me rambling through the very first level, everybody! It is kind of funny because the very first random game of the day, when I played all of World 1 of this game in the NES version, I just bolted through everything and talked to a complete nonsense the whole way through. It's actually kind of hilarious to go back and watch that now. Today's video is going to be a little bit different because instead of just beating the first world, we are actually going to be beating the entire game, although we are of course going to be using warp zones, because why wouldn't we use warp zones? It's really funny. Because when I think about like Super Mario Bros. 1 in my head, I can imagine pretty much like the entire first world perfectly in my head, and then I can imagine the first 2 levels of World 4, and then all of World 8, because that's just like the most common thing to play through when playing this game. Despite, I mean, of course I beat the game by beating all the levels many, many times. I can't believe I just messed that up. It's definitely more common, it was more common for me as a kid to kind of just play through with the warp zones. Not because, oh, I was a cheater or anything, just because, I don't know, I just enjoyed kind of doing it that way. But anyway, just like that, already at level 4-1, and we've been playing for like, I don't know, 2 minutes? Maybe? Maybe not even that. Yeah, this is definitely just meant to be a throwback to what started it all, especially since who doesn't love Super Mario Bros. 1, so might as well play the All-Stars version anyway. Almost a year ago now, actually, I played through the entirety of Super Mario Bros. 2, the Japanese version on Super Mario All-Stars, so that was, that is not the right pipe. So that was Super Mario, oh darn, I forgot about that guy. That was Super Mario Brothers The Lost Levels, which was Super Mario Bros. 2. Darn it. I thought I would just run straight off and underneath that block with the mushroom, although it backfired and I ended up going in the pipe by accident. Whoops. Although it doesn't matter because we have the flag now, and that is, well, I guess, I don't know what you call it, the 2nd or 3rd level down, because I guess, yeah, you would technically consider 1-2 beaten, even though we did kind of cheat out of it. But anyway, 3rd level down. But yeah, anyway, this is a fun game. And man, it is actually kind of, it's funny playing through Super Mario Bros. 1. Even though it's not the exact same game, it does bring back memories all that time ago when I started making videos, and it is kind of funny to see just how far things have come, and thank you everyone who supports my videos, because things definitely wouldn't have come so far without you. And man, this is one of the things I really hate about the Super Mario Bros. 1 and, what's it called? Man, I'm messing up on everything today. And Mario Lost Levels in Super Mario All-Stars, is that when you hit a block, you kind of go up for some reason. Like, see, like, when you hit the block, you continue going up. Although, in the NES version, when you hit a block, you would immediately be sent back downwards. This really messes you up if you're trying to run to the right, and then you jump and hit a block. It kind of stops you. It kind of sucks you upwards, and that really sucks. That's, like, one of the things they kind of screwed up on in the physics of this game that has always really bothered me. Although, other than that, it's a very, very good remake port, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it is a remake. Although the game is exactly the same, so yeah. Anyway, climbing up this secret vine to another warp zone, although we can't see it yet because we have to run to the right. I've always really liked the graphics in this area. The mushroom blocks, I don't know, I've just always really liked the way that they look. Background is pretty simplistic, actually. I mean, it's really bright, just have some white clouds with an almost completely white background behind that, but still, I really like the graphics in Super Mario All-Stars, especially in Super Mario Bros. 3. And also in Super Mario Bros. 2, the graphics look really, really nice. Anyway, here we are. Welcome to the last world in about 5 minutes. Oh, those warp zones make everything too easy. And I could probably have done some crazy thing with the shell there to get infinite lives, but oh well. Let's see, we do have an extra life here, though. Ugh. Darn it. I don't know why I just ran into that. It sucks when you get hit in this level because there are actually... I almost jumped right into that guy too. I don't know why I'm doing that. There are actually no power-ups to like mushrooms or flowers in level 8-1. So pretty much you have to run through the entire thing without taking any damage, with the exception of if you pick up the star that we should see in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1... Darn it! Where is the star? I completely botched that one. There's the stars across this gap, I believe. Yes. Also, in those blocks back there, there was a multiple coin block. But who even needs extra lives in the original Super Mario Bros? I mean, they start you off with 5. I mean, like, you would need any more than that? No. And I remember as a kid having so much trouble with the first Super Mario Bros. But I mean, I have to have beaten Mario 1 at least 100 times. So I can just see every single thing coming like it's absolutely no problem. Let's just kind of jump that. And I fell, but who even cares about 5,000 points? Because, I mean, Super Mario Brothers, as I have to say, it's not an arcade game. Of course, there actually is the arcade version of it, and there's also the Play Choice version, which I showed in my Play Choice video. But overall, points do not matter in Super Mario Brothers. I mean, they don't even, like, contribute to giving you an extra life or anything. I mean, even with arcade games, like, other than from just trying to get the high score, you would still want to get points, because usually at certain increments you would get extra lives, which of course would be great, because you wouldn't have to dish out as many quarters. But in NES games, there are rarely any games that give you lives for getting a certain number of points, and I don't know, that would have been a great motivator for getting points, rather than points being useless in pretty much every game out there at this point. Anyways, just continue on here. Unlike 8-1, 8-2 actually does have power-ups, such as this mushroom, which is very nice. I'm surprised that they didn't keep the original colors of the mushroom, since, I mean, they kept Mario's original color from back then. That they didn't make the mushroom red and orange like it was in the NES version of Mario 1. Rather, they made it white and red, as it would later become in pretty much every Mario game ever. The Mega Mushroom in New Super Mario Bros. Was a throwback to the color... Man, I sucked at that. It was a throwback to the colors of the original mushroom, which was orange and red, which was pretty neat. And it's funny, because the Mega Mushroom, I don't think ever appeared in another New Super Mario Bros. Game again, which is too bad, because I actually really like the Mega Mushroom. Although I think I like the gold flower from New Super Mario Bros. 2 just a little bit more. Anyway, moving on here. It's hard to... Watch that one. It's hard to believe that there's already been 4 New Super Mario Bros. Games. I think the first one came out in, I'm gonna guess and get this completely wrong, 2006, I want to say. I believe the first New Super Mario Bros. Came out, so in less than 10 years, of course, 4 New Super Mario Bros. Games. I mean, not that, what do you call it? There wasn't 4, like, I believe, yeah, Mario 1 and Mario World definitely came out within the span of 4 years. But yeah, it's still funny. I wonder if they'll eventually release a collection of New Super Mario Bros. Games, like they have with like they did with Super Mario All-Stars. They probably won't have the amazing graphical updates like they gave to the games in Super Mario All-Stars, though, since, I mean, the HD graphics of whatever it's called, New Super Mario Bros. U, are actually really nice, and I really like that. New Super Mario Bros. U's graphics were really nice. And I mean, graphics, of course, I don't play video games just for graphics ever. But seeing the Mario world in HD was really, really cool, I thought, for New Super Mario Bros. U. Anyway, I have not really been talking about the game at all, because I do not know what is wrong with me, because we are in the final level here, and things have been going quite well so far. I'm looking over at the clock and not paying attention, though I accidentally didn't want to run into anything. We are about 10 minutes in, and so let's see how we deal with this level. Bowser's Castle, 8-4, is like 8-1 in that it has no power-ups. I could have grabbed some power-ups in the last level if I was smart, but I wasn't smart. Okay. Almost screwed that up. Okay, we have some jumping Cheep Cheeps here. I hate jumping Cheep Cheeps. They're probably one of the worst, like Cheep Cheeps alone are not bad enemies, but when you have 5 billion of them jumping in your face, it really kind of sucks. Alright, let's move on here. Let's see. Let's move on, swimming past you, going underneath you, swimming up around these. No! First death! This is terrible! Okay. Alright. I need to calm down. I do not know why I am so insane tonight. Alright. Jump there. I was doing well, and then I tried to risk it with the bloopers. That's the thing about bloopers. Their patterns are very unpredictable about which way they are going to swim diagonally. So sometimes you get lucky and they'll swim away from you, and then other times they'll kind of ambush you, which really sucks. Anyway, let's go down here. Let's run to the right. Over you. Luckily this room isn't too bad regarding the flying Cheep Cheeps, although in levels like 2-3 and 7-3 they definitely are a pretty huge menace. Anyway, so let's do everything we did last time except for the part where we died. See, I could have easily walked underneath these guys and just completely avoided them, but nope. Had to try and be a cool guy. So let's go through this pipe here. I never understood why they only showed kind of the end of the pipe and didn't show the entire thing. Whoa! Don't ask me how I did not die from that. That jumping, well, I think they were called jumping fireballs back then, but they're really potobos. That one jumps really high and for some reason goes right through the ceiling. It is very excited. Anyway, Bowser, you are the easiest boss in this game, probably because you are the only boss in this game, but that does not change the fact that you are very simple to beat by just running underneath. And just like that, because Mario cannot rescue the princess in his small form, we had to get a mushroom there, and there we go! That is Mario's fastest princess rescuing ever. I mean, 10 minutes. Bowser rescued the princess while Mario will never save her. Crap, he's already here. Thank you, Mario. The kingdom is saved. Now try a more difficult quest. How about we don't? Let's save and quit. But anyway, that is Super Mario Bros. 1 in its entirety. What a crazy game that is. You'd think it would spawn some sequels or something like that. Oh wait! Super Mario Lost Levels. I always wondered why it was so much smaller than all the other ones, but that was because it was a Famicom Disk System game. So that's why the box for it is kind of smaller there. And of course you have Super Mario Bros. 2, and like I said, even though the in-game sprite of Mario has the blue overalls and the red shirt, for some reason they kept the opposite colors for the box art. And in Super Mario Bros. 3, everything was perfectly back to normal. Or I guess not really back to normal. What am I saying? Everything was the way it is today. Of course, Super Mario Bros. We'll have to play some Super Mario Bros. 3 someday. As the only time I did play Mario 3 was when I glitched it out on the NES, and I also played the e-reader levels for the Game Boy Advance version, but I'll have to play the normal game someday too, just because Super Mario Bros. 3 is such an awesome game. But anyway, I think that I have gone on. I guess I haven't really gone on for very long at all. It's like 13, 14 minutes in. I just rambled on non-stop there for I don't know why. Anyway, I believe that is it for the 101st random game of the day. Hope that you enjoyed seeing Super Mario Bros. 1. It was a lot of fun while it lasted. And I hope to see you next time for something different. So thanks, and see you later.